matchup if they're going to have any chance against Vitality, who may still be the best team in Europe. You know, they don't have the best record against BDS, but versus everybody else, they're pretty consistent.
I'm with you there. Vitality's still up there in my mind as that top team. You gotta get the big wins at majors, the performances at majors, on LAN, in person, you know, online, across the board, and that is something that Vitality has done.
Indeed. Oh, that's a beautiful shot by Cox, going for the triple touch already. And even Vitality look vulnerable to this Liquid offense, who I don't know what it is. You just get a feeling that they might score here. And not every team's like that. Sometimes you watch a team attacking, you're like, yeah, they're not scoring. They're not scoring this. You just know a goal's not coming. You're just going to be stuck in overtime forever. Liquid are not that team. They always look like they're about to score or about to get scored on.
And I think that has to do with the shooting ability of Speed. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off, but when it's on, he's hitting crazy shots. And then Cookster, a very creative player. He does things you just don't expect. So you always are looking to see if there will be some sort of magic that takes place and a goal generated out of nothing. A chance here. Cookster, weak shot. Perhaps just opting to go for that 50-50.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of respect from Vitality. Nobody closing down Cux in that position, but they could have. He didn't have any boost, so that was really all he was able to do. Vitality are thinking that he's just faking them, though, because Cux is so famous for hiding behind the ball and just wiggling around. So when they see him do that, they think, yeah, he's pretending to be boost-starved, except this time he was actually boost-starved. Cux really getting a big win there just by his history with wiggling around behind the ball.
And keep people on their toes. Speed wanted to go for that double tap. The ball would have been a good setup, but it was cut down. Now Ferry will lob this to the middle. Alpha, slow play, lob towards net, gets it around.
Wow.
How did he get this second touch? It completely catches Speed off guard.
That's gorgeous. Alpha in the 1v2. And that was at the end of his flip. He just clipped it a second time. Speed didn't see that coming. Once more, Alpha 54 is the one who pops off for Vitality. And it's one of the other reasons. It's at the top of the list, maybe, for why Vitality are so dangerous. Here he comes again, Alpha 54 with a statement goal. Liquid, territorially, were dominating this series, in this game, rather. And suddenly, Alpha with a brace.
Taking over Alpha. 2 quick goals, both of them mechanically sound. And it was music to our ears and our eyes watching that go in.
Yeah, I'll always have fond memories of that goal explosion, that being the Justin Season 5 equalizer in the very grand final. It's just it is, like you said, it's music to the ear of a Rocket League fan.
And it doesn't even matter if it's going in against your team or not. You just have to enjoy quality plays like that. Alpha back to back on that pre-flip play before it, where he was getting that second touch. I was on Speed's perspective. It seemed like the game lagged, because how does Alpha get there again?
Yeah, he just wasn't ready for that last touch. He thought that Alpha was finished manipulating the ball's path, but it's plays like that outplay defenses at this level these days. You need to surprise them, whether it's with a flip reset play or a pre-flip play. Just anything that's only recently become commonplace in the metagame is going to be harder for the defense to read, because they've not had as much time to practice against it. And, you know, I'm still waiting for the day that pre-flips are readable. It's still not. Alpha puts in a third. I correct myself earlier. It's actually I guess I'm just like imagining Justin's goal going over again in my head. It's actually is that the new white dueling dragons right there from Alpha?
Oh, I'll have to take another look.
It is a beauty.
He's just got style and class. I mean, I love his Fennec pearlescent paint job. Everything about him polished. From the shots to the goal explosions, Alpha, pristine. And that pass, something else as well. Fairy Peak was able to get that infield. Vitality. This is why many people regard them as the best. And it's players like Alpha that really make Vitality stand out.
They're playing a very role-based game so far. Alpha scored 3 goals. Fairy Peak snuck in a playmaker, kind of unawares, and K-Dop has 5 saves, and that's it. They don't have any other stat lines on them. Oh, he's not going to save this one, though. K-Dop, that was set up for you, buddy. The double savior, and he just flipped past it.
Let's take another look. Alpha. Oh, man.
Oh, man. He got smoke screened, I think. That was really all that could have happened. K-Dop panicked. It was written. He needed the 6th save there. Such a clean scoreboard, though. They don't have any second stat, just like goal, assist, save.
And if it's working, it's where. Yeah, you're right. If you look at the columms,
Alpha has all the goals and shots.
Entire column.
Barry has all the assists, and K-Dop has all the saves. I really hope that the game ends like this. We've got 45 seconds. I'm actually just keeping my scoreboard open right now. That's all I'm looking at. No, Fairy Peak, don't shoot. Oh! Okay,
it didn't register. We're fine.
We're good. We're good. All right. That's
Team
Liquid.
Liquid.
Bias you're gonna hear.
Oh, this is gonna be a goal, likely.
Right, K-Dop.
Fairy Peak.
Don't ruin it. Oh, they're letting Alpha take the goal. No, K-Dop. Why? The perfect stat line. It's ruined. Utterly ruined.
And Fairy Peak just leaves it. Alpha comes in, chips it up in the air for K-Dop. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, there was a period of time where it was only Alpha with any numbers on the goal stat. Fairy had all the assists.
Until that goal went in, yeah. It was all the assists, all the shots, all the goals were all in one player each. That was so perfect. But yes, it wasn't meant to be. Sorry about that, Twitch. You didn't get to witness brilliance. One day. One day.
Maybe again, if Vitality keeps playing like this, seems like everything's going according to their plan. We said Team Liquid plays up or down to their opponents. Right now, they weren't able to get their head out from under the water. Is Vitality crush them in this first game?
Yeah, Vitality were brilliant here, and Liquid need to step it up. They need to be a lot faster than they were in this game. They've got the right ideas. You know, they're trying to be sneaky with their offense and unpredictable. They always are unpredictable with their entire play style, especially offensively. But yeah, look at that. Just the one goal and the one shot from K-Dop ruining I guess the assist from Alpha. Actually, Fairy Peak took a shot as well at the end of the game. Yeah. They all ruined it. They
ruined it right at the end. Right at the end.
Ruining that perfect scoreboard.
Well, hopefully we'll see that again at some point. That was something I don't think I've ever seen that before. But Alpha, we have to talk about him starting out the game with a fury. That first touch, the pre-flip, second tap play that he was able to make right into the double tap. He played a role in every goal, even the one that Team Liquid scored, getting that demo into the smoke screen. Alpha was everywhere.
Yeah, Alpha played really well. When you've got Fairy Peak and K-Dop on a team, you know that they are going to be just playing no-nonsense Rocket League, consistently start to finish. Like no time for fun, basically, for these guys. It's fully business and just competition. But then Alpha, he's the one that is the most difficult to predict on this lineup. And every team needs a player like Alpha, I think, to be a world beater, to have that extra, that X factor, I guess you could say, of unpredictability and flair, perhaps.
Well, players like Fairy, players like K-Dop, so consistent playing at that top level, but then you have the innovators. And Alpha is an innovator. I've seen him do things that I witnessed for the first time. You know, I think of him, players like Astral, Justin, players that just do things that you've never seen.
Yeah, and I like to think, well, it really does look like they're just inspired, just making it up as they go. They end up in a position and just figure out the correct mechanical solution to what they need to do. That's a good touch by Fruity as well, intercepted though by Alpha. You know, to compare Team Liquid to this, you know, 2 solid players and 1 unpredictable player, they don't really fit that same description as accurately, but if they were to, Kux would be the unpredictable, and Speed needs to be solid, and he was here.
Speed getting Team Liquid on the board. That pinch did not go Alpha's way, and that angle was very difficult. Speed, you know, it wasn't the worst positioning on the ball after the pinch, but Speed still threaded that through.
I can already see Fairy Peak's post-series tweet if they win this. It's like, despite Alpha's best efforts trolling, we have made it through. That seems to happen every single time that Vitality progressed in any of these tournaments. The accusations are coming in. Alpha always on the receiving end of some stick from Ferry and K-Dub.
And I think that's the mark of good chemistry, when you got players comfortable enough to take little chirps and chips at them.
They got to keep his ego in check. Well, he's an innovator, like you said. You've got to keep him down to earth. He could get carried away with himself.
Especially when he's got a full tank of boost. As Fairy Peak tries to get this one downfield. K-Dop with a miss. Alpha there to help. K-Dop again with a miss. Fairy and Alpha both up. Quick succession. The touch is working out. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, Vitality as a whole, they're all trolling right now. As a double whiff by K-Dop and then the double commit. What's next? Are we going to get a double of a lead for Liquid? Oh, this is awkward. Fruity ran out of boost at the worst time there, but he did get the clear.
And we didn't talk too much about Fruity on this broadcast yet. Fruity, player that was on Reciprocity, teaming with Farah and Chaussette. They were for a good period of time, considered the best in Europe.
Certainly, yeah.
And Fruity getting let go, replaced by Astral, who's a player that you expect teams to make moves for. Fruity trying to find things with a new roster, or trying to make things work with a new team, and his specialty really is speed, aggression. He was the spearhead a lot of the times on Reciprocity. See if he can get something going here for Liquid, because they just have a 1-goal lead, which is never safe against a team like Vitality.
Yeah, they'll need that 2-goal lead. I think all the Liquid fans watching are thinking, come on, Liquid, make it 4-0, then maybe we can relax. Like, these guys, they know how to throw away a goal lead, and 2 definitely isn't gonna cut it for most Liquid fans in terms of what's comfortable to watch.
See if they can get one here. Speed, weak shot. Alpha dribbling, pass. Cookster flicks it past Speed. Oh my! That is how fragile Elite is against Alpha and Vitality.
Oh, Cookster, he needed to do more here. He's got Speed behind him. He doesn't need to win the challenge. He just needs to hit the ball, make sure that Alpha doesn't get the mind game on him. That was the worst case scenario for Speed, because Alpha, while outplaying Cux, still had full control.
Alpha going for the double. It was far post. Block attempt. Kicks it out to Ferry. We'll lob this over to the corner. Liquid need one more. Flip reset from Alpha. Make a second effort. Speed centers it. Fruity was there to pick it up.
We're seeing such solid play again from Vitality. In that entire time that they were 1 goal down, they didn't really change their play style. They didn't start pressing for any risky plays. You know, we did see one moment of disorganization, but stylistically, strategically, they have just been 100% consistent all the way through. Now, they look like the favorites here.
Ferry will be on the other end of this pass from Alpha, perhaps. Alpha opting to take things on his own. This results in a rebound opportunity. Back pass from Cook. Speed will take a shot towards net. Easily handled. But perhaps this is the chance for Liquid. The center ball, no one was there. Alpha will send this back to net. Speed gets it down to the ground, and we have overtime in game 2.
Alpha giving both teams the setups for their goals. A failed pinch at one end, a successful dribble at the other. But you know, where Alpha succeeded, Liquid failed. The challenge from Cux was not good enough. They'll be looking to improve on that while hunting for that winning goal. I did say if they don't get a win early on in this series, I don't think they're going to be able to come back against the Vitality, even though Team Liquid do have insane reverse sweep potential. A very momentum-based team. Big 50-50 by Speed. Actually, K-Dop wasn't able to make contact there as he tried to clear it off his own back wall. A real chance for Liquid gone astray.
Cookser played the heavy 50-50, and when there was no challenge on that ball on the goal line, he flew right past it. But I'm with you, Johnny. Feels like Liquid, they've been kept down quite a bit. If they lose this one, a reverse sweep against Vitality, seemingly unlikely. This is a big swing game. Double commit from Liquid. Alpha will go to the back wall and hit it to the corner. Fairy Peak will pop it up high. Speed up very early, but Alpha still gets it around him. Cookser using that Batmobile, aiming for the flick. Fruity with space.
That's composure from Liquid in defense. Both Cuckster and Fruity taking turns to dribble the ball clear of danger with no panic, and now Fairy Peaks has flown past it. It's been a weird game for Vitality at times. You know, positionally, they haven't done too much wrong, but there's been the occasional whiff from K-Dop and now Fairy, so they could still improve on what they're doing. Now here comes K-Dop. That was a real opportunity. It's saved well by Speed.
Low boost for Team Liquid. Cooks are barely getting to those balls on low boost. Maybe Liquid can capitalize if Vitality makes another whiff at the midfield. Fairy does not whiff there. Big clear. K-Dop will come up and support. This one kicks back out to the middle. Alpha challenging Cookser quickly. In the corner, K-Dop. That challenge goes out in the mid, and Speed will hit it to the side. Cookser was coming up for the shot. It looked like he cut him off.
Yeah, it really did look like Cuckster had a better angle on that one, and Speed wasn't under pressure, so it didn't really make sense to hit that one off the sidewall. Now here come Vitality. Should have been a goal. Fairy Peaks hit it into the bar.
Fairy Peak. You could see his mechanics a little off this game after the whiff, and that time, I'm with you, Johnny. That should have been game. Fairy Peak doesn't miss those too often.
Still Vitality pressing forward. They won't be thrown off. They won't be too distracted by the misplays that have occurred. They just keep on playing. They go on to the next one. This is a nice save by K-Dop, but follow-up shot by Fruity is there and wide. As Liquid try their chances. Actually, oh my goodness, Cuckster gets the goal at the back post. Credit to him for ignoring the defender. But what happened in Vitality's defense? K-Dop's missed again.
K-Dop misses on that vertical, and it was back and forth. It was like a monkey in the middle on the goal line. Fruity sending it to one side. Speed, that challenge, he read Alpha wonderfully in the corner. And that window was very small. Cookser knew that that was an awkward position for K-Dop and played the miss, and it paid off.
You know, not many teams, well, not every team maybe, will play the miss against Vitality. They won't play anticipating a whiff, but it can happen. And as we saw in the replay, it was a very awkward ball for K-Dop. And the fact that he took off in the wrong direction made it impossible for him to recover. Because he just had momentum going in the wrong way. Yeah, definitely a bad game for K-Dop individually, but I'm sure that Vitality will be able to bounce back from that. Huge win for Liquid, absolutely massive. I think they really needed that. If you know, if they lose a close game like that one against Vitality and go 2-0 down, it's probably over for them, and they're still in with a chance of qualifying to stage 2 of this tournament with a perfect record. That would be a massive confidence boost for them after their failed season thus far.
There's a lot of people looking to Liquid to put up some results. This would be some results. 3-0 against Vitality for the final series. See if they can pull it off, or if Vitality will look as polished as they did in game 1, particularly Alpha.
And notice now there's far less respect for the Vitality overhead clears. Fruity was just flying in for that one, despite the fact that the entire Vitality defense were there. He's thinking, well, I mean, if you guys are missing occasionally, we're going to start going for these open net shots, and we're just going to assume you're going to whiff it on the way. It didn't happen on that last play, but Fairy Peak did get the clear.
And maybe that'll give Liquid the confidence and determination to pick up the pace, shut down these challenges. Alpha gonna get another tap. Speed ready for it. Fairy with the challenge and
wow, okay.
Unplanned pinch downfield. Alpha will get it past one. Speed's there. Cooks are on the backboard. Gets the pass out to Fruity. Fruity
Beauty.
Shot off the post.
Oh, he got it.
Speed is there. I didn't expect Alpha's rebound to come through. Fruity bangs this off the post and the smoke screen. Ferry has no idea where that ball's coming from.
Yeah, it was good. Good work by Fruity, just kind of shielding Alpha away from the play, and the follow-up for Speed was enough. You know, it probably was a brief moment where he thought, you're joking, how have I missed this? It's an uncontested shot and I've hit the post, but luckily Team Liquid are a team who like to attack with all three players. They don't hold back with someone in these positions. Good save by Fruity, standing strong in the way of K-Dop. And Liquid, all of a sudden, have a lead in a series where previously they were looking very outclassed and unable to deal with Alpha's tricks. Now, they do still have to look out for Alpha. He's been brilliant, despite Ferry Peak and K-Dop not playing up to the usual standards.
I agree. Alpha looking the best on Vitality. Oh, this is an awkward ball up off the ceiling. Fruity does well to clear it downfield. Ferry Peak with time will send it over to Alpha. Alpha.
Oh, wow.
Flip, reset, double tap. The ball went out to K-Dop, almost giving him a chance, but wow, indeed. That using his flip reset to get the first touch, then flip into the double tap read. Alpha, something else.
Insane. Yeah, I don't know how Alpha can not only land his flip reset on that ball, but stay with it. That is unbelievably difficult to do from that angle. But he makes it look easy. And still, like we've been saying, Alpha he's playing very good Rocket League right now. Even for him, this is impressive stuff. And Team Liquid have to be careful whenever he's near the ball. You know, as far as Ferry Peak and K-Dop go, though, they haven't shown us anything today that Team Liquid should be afraid of, and they are just going to keep on coming forward. They are not respecting the usual power duo.
K-Dop, backward pass, but Fruity gets in the way. Rebound down into Speed. Speed will clear it out. And that's not what you expect when you think of Vitality. Ferry Peak, great scorer, mechanical genius. And then K-Dop the striker, but Alpha taking matters into his own hands. This one fed by Ferry Peak's 50.
Beautiful. Beautiful disguise on K-Dop's pass. Made it look like a shot until the very last second, and that allowed Alpha free reign from the inside of the box. And that's what we've been waiting for. K-Dop and Ferry looked like they were sleeping in the last game. Now, K-Dop makes a huge play and gets Vitality back on the board. Of course, it would be Alpha scoring the goal. He seems to be the main source of all of them today. But Liquid's defending is improving, and they were outplayed there, but it was a brilliant pass, and that will happen against a team like Vitality.
K-Dop, he's never been incredibly flashy on mechanics, but one thing that he's always been is precise. That double tap, it looked like Cookser barely got a piece of it, perhaps.
Yeah, K-Dop was very close. I think that might have been what he needed. He's had his impact moment, and now he feels like he can make a real difference in this series. It's not all Alpha 54 for Vitality. Yes, they can win purely off the back of his solo plays alone, but a lot easier when they've got a full team making plays.
K-Dop warming up. Hard hit down the middle. Speed will slow it down. K-Dop, awkward
so
read
close.
for Cookster. He does well to play that to the corner and gets the follow-up past a couple defenders. Ferry Peak will pass it back to him. Speed downfield. This one kicks straight out to Fruity. Ferry Peak.
Good back pass. Now, a chance for Liquid to counter-attack, but actually, Speed leaves the ball behind. K-Dop will pick it up for free. Cookster's just going to lob it out into the middle. Is Speed going to get there? Not this time. It will be sent back into the blue. Last chance in regulation. Who's it going to fall to? The ball's bouncing around at the halfway line. No shots just yet. It looks like Liquid might go for OT. Never mind. Cookster flicks it into the ceiling. They want to take it at least one more try.
You know, Cookster, when it comes to clutch goals, I look to Cookster for plays like that. He has a reputation of stepping up in those big moments.
And that would have been brilliant. I mean, a lot of teams would have just gone for the overtime there. Has he done it? What?
Oh my goodness!
How?
What on earth did we witness?
How has Cookster pulled this off? Did that? Oh my goodness, are you joking? I do not believe what we have just seen. I do not believe it.
You can't plan that. You can't plan that. You know, Cookster, he's got the Cookster pinch. I guess that's the Cookster 50. I don't know what that is. That kicked off a K-Dop's tires.
It sure
I've never
did.
seen it. Just, you know, he must have been putting his foot down on the gas and it hit a wheel. Shot it straight backwards.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes when you're just flying past the ball, the hardest redirect that you can make is the slightest touch possible. Not really, you know, I don't have the understanding in, you know, physics to explain that one to you. But when it clips the wheel perfectly, boy, does it fly quickly. Unfortunately for K-Dop, it's not on his own net. Disaster for Vitality.
It was like hitting a boost pad. It was like hitting those old school boost pads in a video game, you know, that has all the arrows on the ground.
Yeah.
You drive over it. That was essentially what it looked like.
It was like mutator settings just got turned on all of a sudden. Ball speed flicked up to the maximum. I swear somebody, one of the admins just like turned the switch there to get the ball moving quickly. Must be a Liquid fan. But no, jokes aside, it was a risky challenge still. You have to be aware that that can happen if you're challenging on the outside of the ball instead of from goal side. So it's a challenge that's risky by nature. But you also have to highlight this, risky for Kux to go for that outplay because big dunks can happen in that position. This time, he's on the right side of it.
Yeah, that was, you know, Rocket League roulette. On all accounts. But that gamble paid off for Cookster and Team Liquid, who are one game away from taking down Vitality and being perfect on the day. Alpha will let that bounce off the backboard. Speed gets a challenge. Cookster will be in the wings to help.
I mean, Liquid have to be feeling like this is their day now, James. They must be feeling lucky.
No doubt. I mean, after that, 2 overtime wins in a row, and to win in overtime 16 seconds in like that, that puts a smile on anyone's face.
Oh, yeah. They're like, come on, guys. Clearly, we've got this. Clearly, this is our game. This is our series. Just one more, and we're through 3-0. Ahead of Vitality, no less. What a win that would be. Good pass. Fairy Peak denied by Cuxter, actually. Really good save. Made himself as big as possible with that Batmobile. Oh, dear. Clean whiff. Alpha's through, but again, Cuxter lunges across. Second big save in that position.
You know, I don't know where on the screen Cookster watches and where he's getting all this intel, but he always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Slow play there.
He's got the camera settings advantage, I'm sure, or he'd like to think so. Nice finish by Fairy. It's bounced it in the middle for the uncontested shot, and he picked his spot perfectly.
Another pass from K-Dop. This time, Fairy Peak hits the mark. Far post, lower corner. Not much you can do to stop that one. Vitality probably playing with a little bit of anger, I would say.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, K-Dop especially, he's going to be furious about how that last game has ended. And they're out here to right a wrong. They go 3-0 on the day again. And with how many teams have been kind of struggling, how many good teams have been struggling through with a 3-2 record, you really, you're not even sure if you want that 3-0 because you might run into some rough opposition. But I think, you know, Vitality, they're always in the hunt for the perfect scores. They don't want anything less. Like I said, K-Dop and Fairy, this is 100% business for them. Nothing personal against Team Liquid, but they have to beat them.
And when you go into these Swiss-style tournaments, it is great practice because if you are winning, you're getting the best practice playing all the other teams that are on fire. Vitality, one of those teams that's been on fire for a while. Will we see a Game 5? That's the question. And with how this series has been going, it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I don't think anybody's going to complain to see a Game 5 in this matchup. You could honestly watch an ace match in a best of 99, and I think we'd still have everybody glued to their monitors when we reach the end of it, which I'm sure it would go to Game 99, inevitably.
But here in game 4, Vitality has the 1-goal lead. Alpha almost 50-50s that through on the goal line. Team Liquid on their back foot. A miss from Speed. Cleanup shot from Ferry. He slots it again, this time in the opposite corner. Ferry Peak, his second of the game.
Oh dear, it's another disastrous game defensively for Team Liquid. Speed just flips past the ball, and they've been relying on Cuxter to make these goal line saves all game long, and he wasn't able to in these last 2 occasions, despite heroic efforts earlier on in the game. Big bump onto Fruity, and now Fairy Peak in the 1v1. Cuxter is going to wind back the years and beat him in it. Another huge clear. This time K-Dop's back to save it rather than the one deflecting it into his own net. Well, it looks like game 5 is coming, James. Team Liquid haven't really had a good look at the Vitality net here.
Just 2 shots from Team Liquid as opposed to 12 for Vitality. And then you see Fairy Peak even cutting in that infield pass, shutting down the lane. Vitality playing with a chip on their shoulder after how the last game ended. Cuxter will try to flick that one in, but it's well defended by Alpha. As we're under 30 seconds left in game 4.
You know, Team Liquid have so many things about their game that I'm thoroughly impressed with. Their positioning and offense makes for such a difficult team to play against. And then you look at their positioning and defense, you think, well, they're really making this hard for themselves. It's not easy for them to get big clears like Vitality so often do. Oh, that's a decent one, though. It will give them a consolation goal. No, he won't even give them a consolation goal.
You know, you got to take it. You got to take what you can get. After that last game, perhaps they need to recharge for one game going into game 5. I think we all saw the writing on the wall. This has just been one of those series, Johnny, where you expect it to go the distance.
Here we are. We're going to game 5. Winner will advance to the next stage of the competition, and the loser will have to fight on in the next round. They'll still have 2 more attempts if whoever does lose this. They'll still be favorites to qualify for stage 2. But you can just tell. You already know that all the Liquid fans watching are thinking, please, Vitality, one time, just one time. Can we please just win this and know that we're through after not making it to stage 2, the first regional. They so badly want to make it in this time without a rocky road ahead, because there's so many teams in that kind of 2-1 range and the 2-2 range at the end of the day that will be rough matchups for a team like Liquid.
And I don't think anyone needs to rehash the old Mouse roster and their attempts at getting to the World Championship. Coming up just short. Off kickoff. K-Dop gets demoed after the shot. Will Team Liquid have a bit more offense this time around?
Yeah, they didn't really get a chance in the last game to attack as Vitality just built a wall at the halfway line and prevented Liquid from getting over it. Liquid, they tried to dribble out of defense. They tried to get a hard clear game going, but every time that they hard clear the ball, Vitality would just send it back even harder. So it's got to be about the passing for me. Liquid need to start connecting with each other, whether it be in offense or in defense. You know, defensive passes really are the best way to start a counter-attack or to start turning around the pressure game in a boost game. So that for me is the thing that Liquid needs to focus on. It's easier said than done against Vitality, who know how to intercept these plays. They know how to read the game, and no more obvious than the last game when Fairy was just closing down shots from behind time and time again. That's actually a free shot though, and into the bars. Really a let-off for Vitality, but as Liquid should have led there.
Good infield pass, however, Speed is going to drive all around it. We saw the sidewall pass to Cuxter, the backboard pass to Speed. It all looked according to plan. Speed, his shot was lacking, but life from Liquid, we're seeing it. We didn't see that last game. It's Liquid on the attack again before K-Dop comes in to try to dribble this. Lost control of it. Alpha helping out, double tap to the corner. 2 minutes have come and gone in game 5. We're still scoreless. Cuxter, solo play.
That was close. I mean, Cuxter going for a flip reset is always something that fans are going to want to see pretty now on the goal line, and Vitality look a bit awkward. Can Liquid get the ball out into the middle? It's kind of hugging the back wall every time that they center it. And without Vitality missing it or losing a big challenge, it's not going to be an easy position to score from.
Speed comes in to help. This one kicks to the middle. No one from Vitality was in position to go for the shot. It could have been a deadly ball. Big block from Speed. Alpha will clear it. Cooks are in the middle. Double tap pass. Alpha there. Fruity picks up the mid boost, but will have to retreat. Alpha infield pass to K-Dop. K-Dop! Top corner! The perfect shot!
It was all Alpha in game 1 and 2, but now K-Dop steps up. And that is what he's known best for historically. Perfect top corner shots from that sort of pass, from that sort of range. And now Liquid have to come back from behind. Vitality just banging in a beauty of a goal there. Perfect pass from Alpha.
And not only that, K-Dop hit the brakes to dodge a bump attempt on him. So he was able to scope out the bump, hit the brakes, and still line up the perfect strike. K-Dop, one of the most prolific scorers that Rocket League has ever seen. And that strike reminding you really of the golden years.
Oh, yeah.
K-Dop on Dignitas, they seemed unstoppable, unbeatable, and he was the guy on that team who was scoring everything.
Yeah, he just didn't miss, and we come to expect that from him these days. Whenever he does miss, we're thinking, wait, what's going on? K-Dop, you're supposed to score those. You've always been that guy, and he was today. But that's what makes these guys so dangerous and so good to play against and such a great team to support. You know that if K-Dop or Fairy have a bad game 1 or 2, they're fine. They're going to step it up because they've got that class, they've got that experience. And this is just another situation where K-Dop's proved himself to be a valuable member of this team. It's an ideal shot. And here comes Alpha. Is it 2? No, saved by Cox. Liquid holding on. You got to keep this at 1 if you're going to have any chance.
Well, this bounced well. It does. Out to the middle. K-Dop was there. No one from Liquid had the boost to be there in time. Speed goes on empty, getting this to the corner. Alpha dodging a bump, gets it past 1. Going for the dribble, gets it past the whole team. Alpha, with some heavy lifting, gets an insurance goal for Vitality.
Perfect control. Alpha just walks it in, and he even gets a cheeky little double touch off the back post consequentially. And oh, Liquid, they've done so well, but this is it. Once again, they're on the back foot, and it's about to be 3 as the kickoff bounces in. Fairy Peak delays his approach and gets the big dunk.
This one.
Oh, wow. Not even a dunk. That's a whiff.
Not going as well as Liquid would have hoped on the kickoff, Johnny.
Yeah, they probably wanted to hit the ball, if I was to guess.
That always helps on kickoffs, I've found.
Yeah, I mean, there's positions and there's times to fake a kickoff. That probably isn't one of them. when you're on the diagonal with nobody staying back in goal. Oh, Liquid, what a shame for them to come this close. But they're not out just yet. They still have 2 more tries later on in the bracket. Are they going to get 1 more goal here? No consolation goal again, by the looks of things. Vitality have shown us once again why they are always going to be the team to beat in Europe as long as they're around. You might have a bad game from K-Dop or Fairy, but rarely, not today, will they have a bad series.
Vitality going the distance, but closing it out with class and really style at the end there. K-Dop, or not K-Dop, Alpha rather, going for that dribble play, the kickoff goal, it all going Vitality's way in the end. We saw that overtime play with Cookster and K-Dop. One of those plays you're probably going to remember for quite some time. I think we'll point back to that at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But Vitality, Vitality, they were not phased, Johnny.
No, they never are. And like I mentioned earlier, I just have no doubt that they're going to bounce back mid-series. And to be able to bounce back mid-series from a bad start is not something that every team, even at the highest level, can do. We saw in the grand final of last regionals, Archie just didn't really show up in the way that he did in the semis, and that was the whole series. He just wasn't at the same level. But Vitality, I really put it down a lot to experience, but also the way that they just really have got such a focus on playing well and getting wins and just not messing around while doing it. They are just your, like I said, business as usual, 3-0 into stage 2.
When you think about professionals, you think about Vitality, and they showed us why here in Game 5, getting the win, so they will be through. Team Liquid have a few more chances. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, more RLCS X.